Here in the malaria-free Waterberg, the 5-star sure travel experience at Kaingo Private Game Reserve adds to a tourism industry which creates 1 in 8 jobs in South Africa. The owners, Mac and Mariki, look a lot further than just the business of being on safari.
You really have such an impressive portfolio of properties. What made you decide on a game farm?
Well, a game farm, in our mind, is one of the pristine destinations in our country. But more importantly, this is a conservation effort, part of the conservation of our heritage, and really trying to move back and undo some of the harm that humans did here. We are custodians. We are just, for the moment, overseeing this wonderful piece of ground in the Waterberg. And our challenge is, how do we share this with South Africans?
However noble your conservation efforts, the benchmark for the hospitality side of this industry is set very high. Marika's managed a lovely balance of rustic luxury.
It stayed more or less the same, but it's still a rondavel, as we called it in Afrikaans. And you don't get a headboard that's rounded. So we had to implement something that you don't see the rounded wall. And then every room's got a specific name. And we introduced the name as a mosaic floor of the showers.
Nice touch.
With 8,000 hectares of bush, there's plenty of room for their 36 species of game. Unnatural fence borders are increasingly being removed, so animals now roam a biosphere in the same way they would have when man first encountered them. Renowned wildlife artist and conservationist Clive Walker has seen this documented in the reserve's outstanding rock art.
What exactly are we looking at here?
You're looking at one of the rarest sites, certainly in South Africa, and in particular here in the Waterberg. We're looking at 3 different types of rock art, from the koi, the sand, and the Iron Age farmers.
As well as recording which species once called the Waterberg home, these artists were forerunners of the painting tradition of documenting history.
It is so unique that if you think of the great art in cathedrals and art galleries around the world, we have here in South Africa on private property some of the world's greatest treasures, and we can be very proud of that.
Among the once indigenous animals, cheetah, which were hunted or pushed out by farming, have now been reintroduced with great success under the eagle eye of Nick Kalichi.
Okay, Nick, I value my life. I think this is close enough.
No, we're not too close. She's quite relaxed. You can see she's not exhibiting signs of any stress or nervousness or anything. These animals have also been habituated. That doesn't mean they're tame animals, but they are accustomed to human interaction.
Leopard have survived in many areas, despite being hunted as a pest to farmers or as a tourist trophy. Here, the trophy is taking a photograph.
The leopard conservation is a very difficult thing to do, first of all, because they're very, very elusive animals, and you can't really follow them. The only way you can do it is by capturing them in these traps. It's the only commercial value it's always had, is by killing it. Now, what we can do is we can have the leopard a commercial value for the reserve, and we research at the same time. It's a great way to coordinate the two.
To celebrate the triumphant release of another great cat, you can't beat an equally indigenous braai and impressive evening bonfire in the Boma.
Smells nice.
The theme of this evening is a Boskoos evening, which is basically a bushveld evening, and we're going to sample a couple of traditional bushveld meals. This evening's societies are wildebeest, and then we're going to go on to skilpaaitjies. Don't get worried about skilpaaitjies, they're not really tortoises. It's liver and onion and spices chopped up and then put in a sausage casing. Very nice.
Here in the Limpopo, the Fundamervers have brought a glorious past back to life.
Our philosophy here at Kaingo is really one of back to nature. We want to reverse and to make sure that we carry our responsibility as a heritage for our future generations to come. We're the Rainbow Nation, we can do things. And Obama can say, yes we can. At Kaingo, yes we can.
As the dancing got going, the visitors decided to show that it's not only the locals who have rhythm. The bush had worked its magic once again. You too can experience the wildlife of the Waterberg and the magic of Kaingo with Sure Travel. Log on to the Sure Travel website for details.